Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place to find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is Friday, so you know we're here talking tech. And because it's live, I want you to know that, hey, Francine's going to be in as soon as possible. Her Wi-Fi is down, which is interesting on Tech Friday, right? But we're going to get started, and we want you to come on in, join the conversation, and just let us know what's on your mind in terms of tech. So, with that, let's get this party started. I am going to talk about this week in tech. You know, we like history, so we like to talk about some of the different tech things that happened during the week that we're talking about. So, this week in tech, the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that Apple introduces the iBook laptop. It introduces the iBook laptop. It was the first mainstream computer designed and sold um, in and built with built-in wireless networking. Okay, so we got our first start in wireless this week, and that was July 21st, 1999. Wow, 20 years ago. Who knew? Okay, go to 21 years of wireless personal computing. Then we have the Eagle has landed. June 20th, 1969, Apollo 11 lunar module lands on the moon. It successfully lands in the area of the moon known as the Sea of Tranquility. Upon landing, Neil Armstrong utters those now famous words, "The Eagle has landed." About 6 hours later, while setting foot on the moon, he utters the even more famous words, "That's one small step for man and one giant step for mankind." Wow. Okay. That was July 20th, 1969. The Eagle has landed, people. Okay. Um, Intel was founded July 18th, 1968. Robert, Andy, and Gordon incorporate Intel in Santa Clara, California. They're the first, and their first processor, the 4004, was released in 1971 for use in calculators. So Intel was launched in July, wow, of 68. We were doing big things in the 60s and the 70s. Okay, let's go down and look at the brown box demonstrated to Magnavox VP, July 17th, 1970. Ralph Brower demonstrates the video game system he invented simply called the brown box. Now, this is interesting. To Magnavox Engineering Production and Marketing Management Team in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Previously, Breyer had demoed the brown box to many other TV manufacturers, including RCA, GE, Zenith, Sylvania, and Magnavox, themselves without any licensing agreements. A licensing agreement with RCA was written but canceled in March of that year. It was this demo with Magnavox VP of Marketing present that would eventually lead to the creation of the first home video game system. Hi, Karen. How you doing? Oh, I meant to send you the link. Let me send you the link. Hold on. While we're doing this, let me send Karen this invite. I've got to get the light off of my screen here. Yes, I'm outside today. Ah, guys, hold on while I send this over to Miss Karen. There we go, Karen. Okay, I'd love for you to come in. Francine's Wi-Fi is down, so I'm doing the show live from my backyard, and we're talking about This Week in Tech. So let me get back to where I was, guys. I was talking about this brown box that ended up being the birth of the video game industry. Think about all the people who turned it down. Yeah, yeah. So you want to make sure that you are. Karen says she's cooking. Give her a second. I know she had something she wanted to share today. Coach Karen, how you doing, Pat? It's so good to have you here today. I am streaming from my backyard. Yes, live in the yard. Live on the yard, as we would say on campus, right? Yep. So I am here talking tech. Now, you know, y'all are in good hands because I am just a tech genius, right? Because our tech diva is having some connection issues today. So hopefully she'll either be in on her phone or whatever, but we're hoping that she'll join us. We should be joined shortly by Terry Johnson online, all the way from New York City, as well as Dr. Tachi. So with that, we're going to get this party started. I'm going to make sure that I sent this to Dr. Tachi now that I'm thinking about it. Okay. And I want to make sure that I send this out to her on what do you call it? Facebook? Let me go into my, what do you call this thing? I'm sorry, now the tech diva is trying to work her phone. Are you ready for this on the tech show? I'm going into my messenger and I'm going to send this to Tachi just to make sure that she can get in, because she always comes to us with social media, and I'm just not sure that I sent her the link. So just to be safe, I'm going to send it again. There you go, Tachi. And I hope you'll be joining us soon. Yeah, so Pat, we were talking about some of the things that came up this week in tech history, and one of them was walking on the moon. Neil Armstrong landed on the moon this month, back in, let's see, how far back was that? One small step for man and one giant step for mankind, July 20th, 1969. Okay. So with that, that's our week in tech history. And I want to talk about two things. One is the fact that Tesla is opening a plant in Houston, Texas. What do y'all think about that? It's going to be the second U.S. plant. They haven't been very happy with us here in California because we've been asking for a lot of stuff in light of the pandemic to keep their workers safe. But so they've decided to open a plant in Houston, and I'm excited about it. I'm just glad that they're going to open a plant on the domestic side, and that will open up almost 6,500 jobs. Wow, that's a lot of people employed. I'm sure that one of the main reasons that they chose Austin was because there's a lot of intellectual property there. You know, they have a really strong, what would you call it, personnel base in the IT sector. And I'm just amazed that they chose Austin. I'm glad. I'm excited about it. I'm really excited about it. So that was one thing that I wanted to share. I'd like to know how you feel about it. And I see the coaches in the studio. Are you ready? Here we go. It's good to see you.
Good to see you. I was like, oh, it's 11. I said I might pop in today. I looked under the time. I was just relaxing.
Yeah, you did. You said you wanted to pop in today, and I'm so glad this is a perfect day for it. friend seems to have connectivity problems. So this means that, we got some time to explore what it was you had wanted to share.
Yeah, I had forgotten because when I saw you pop up, I was like, wait, hold on. Let's see if the face is looking a little right.
I hear you, girl. And my camera ready. Yes, you're always camera ready, Kate.
I'm like, okay, it's possible.
I'm glad that my internet is working out here in my yard. It gave me a chance to get a different view.
Yeah, right. Mine always just, and when I'm outside, it just stays a little bit, and then it disappears and warns me about people and la da di da. So,
well, I haven't had any issues today, so I'm excited about that.
Nice, yes.
Yeah,
nice.
We got Pat in here today.
Hi, Pat.
What's happening down in North Carolina with all that's going on? Are you keeping busy? I know you've been doing some home projects. Did you post those home projects, Pat? Pat redid the floors and.
Oh yeah. I was on her show and we were sharing about all the things that we've been doing.
Yes, you need to post some pictures in here so we.
Yeah.
Fabulous stuff you're doing.
Yeah.
TJ's here. TJ's here from New York City.
Hi.
How you doing today? So
I'm not hearing anything. Hold
on. Okay. You wanted to share some things with us, Coach.
Oh yeah, I thought I'd pop in and share. And I think even the teacher would probably know about it. Trello, where you can go in. It's just a software. It's an app where you go in and it helps you with productivity. If you're the kind of person who's visual, it's really good for that because it allows you to go in and set up your board, set up your tasks, set up your to-do list, and have you. So when you first get on Trello, it really helps you to go in and set what you're going to do. And you can have a board showing that you're doing it. And then when it's done, because it's like taking it from paper and putting it online. That's what it is. Because I do the same thing for myself. But this app is really nice because you can see everything in front of your face. And although I'm still a paper girl and I still love having things on my wall, I know that it's part of what people want and what people like to do because they want to be on the go. And it also makes you feel, one of the things I find, I was using it a lot this week. And one of the things, hi Terry, and one of the things I found was that if you close off everything and you're just in there doing what you say you're going to do, then you're not distracted because I'm working so hard. I'm helping people on focusing and getting things streamlined. I've just been looking around for different ways and means to keep people in a place where they're not distracted. So Trello, ClickUp, and also Mighty Network, I was in there because it really, for Facebook is nice and you want to come, but when you're there, you go down a rabbit hole.
We're talking about Trello, TJ.
Trello or Trello?
Trello. I guess it depends on where you live, but in Canada, just go
Trello. Trello is Trello.
Is that the app you're talking about, Coach?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
There you go. So how it helps to keep people's projects. What would you call
it? Organized with boards and
project management. Yeah.
Keeping you organized. That's what it's all about. So that you can get stuff done that you say you're gonna get done, and you're not.
How long have you been using it?
I had it for a couple of years, to be honest with you.
But you really started using it. Have you used it all that time?
No, I haven't been. I would use it in and out here and there, especially like when I'm writing books. I'm using it for my writing because I just see my progress and I'm feeling quite happy with it. But then I fall off, and I wasn't doing that because I went back to my, I like my pen and paper. But then I have so much stacks of pen and paper. I was like, Kai, you just need to get it together and just, be able to use this and teach about it. So I'm back there.
Yes, just wanted to pop in and say hi. She can't stay. It's good to see you. Sometimes we really miss people and we don't make that call. This is one of the persons. I wanted to make a call. And, I'm so glad you came in so I could just say hi, Octavia. I miss you. And then Pat, what did Pat say about her pictures? She said, whoops, I forgot to take pictures. I'll do that soon. Not quite finished yet. Okay, so maybe you can take pictures now, right before
Yes.
you finish. So we
Yes.
can get an idea of what the original looked like.
Yeah.
And then send us some pictures of the finished project.
Exactly. The starting, the in between, and my kids laugh at me, but I have no time with them. I'm taking my pictures.
Yes. So go ahead and send it whatever stage you're in, so we can help you enjoy the process.
Mm-hmm. Nice to share.
Yeah. So before we move on to TJ, I wanted to make sure that was that what you wanted to share with us, that we need to all try Trello.
Go in and have a look. Have a look around. See if you like
Mhm.
it. Some people like that. Some people rather Asana. Some people rather ClickUp. But I like that with the ClickUp because there's just some things in ClickUp I love, but some things I'd rather it over there or bring it over. So
Yeah.
ClickUp is a little more learning curve.
Mm.
And they're pretty busy, but really good once you get a hold of it and understand it. I say to people, just go in and play around because
Yeah.
no matter what I check, like get in there, play around, mess up, delete, start over, just play around, spend some time playing around, and then you'll see what you like and what you don't like. So, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That's right.
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna go around and play with it. Meanwhile, TJ, tell us what's happening. There's a lot going on with cybersecurity and some other
Yeah.
things.
But did you? Oh, I'm coming in late. Sorry, guys. Did you do tech history?
Yes, we
You
did.
did. Oh,
We
okay.
did This Week in Tech, and
Okay.
I did it, so it didn't take all day.
Go for it, Terry.
I'm a history teacher, so I'm like, we're just going to go for the meat of the matter. And
Meat of the matter.
well, maybe that's just an East Coast thing. We're pretty direct.
Yeah, we go. Yeah, East Coast go like,
don't
okay,
do
we're
a
gonna
lot
get
of-
right down to it, and that's
Exactly.
what we're gonna do. Yeah, so we can talk about Twitter because they announced. Okay, so let me.
Yeah.
So I'm coming in late, so let me get this
Okay,
straight.
so let me tell you what I did talk about. I talked about
Okay.
Tesla
The
moving.
what? You talked about the what?
Tesla moving to Austin.
Oh, Tesla. Okay.
They moved
Okay.
to Austin. Yes, they moved to Austin, and then we talked about Trello, and now we're talking to you about.
Okay. Okay. So Twitter. So let's get this week's wrap up in social media going.
Yeah.
So Twitter has some problems. As you know, there was a hack last week of some very important blue check accounts. The FBI is continuing to investigate, and we found some new information that it was internal and that it's possibly a group of 1,000 Twitter employees that had access to this admin tool that internally let them look at the blue check users' accounts. So they're looking at the relationship between a hacker group and this 1,000 group employee with inside of Twitter that could possibly have access to these accounts. Now they've taken the DMs of some of these accounts. They tweeted out some false information and caused people to lose some money with Bitcoin. So Twitter is very engaged in getting this breach solved. So they have an employee problem where they have an internal admin tool that 1,000 employees had access to. So they need to do some internal work to fix this security issue that they have. So also Twitter stock went down last week, but the Twitter stock went back up Thursday because they announced, Twitter announced their the third quarter earning, or the second quarter, I think the second quarter earning report. And hold on, I got some. Let me bring up my note on that. So because the stock went up because Twitter has announced that it is considering a subscription format on Twitter. Okay, so that's why it went up. So they want to diversify their revenue streams because advertising is down. Advertising revenue is down for Twitter and all social media platforms because advertising is down, period, in the advertising world. So they want to supplement their revenue stream of the ads with a subscription model. Now they don't have any details. Also, this Also, this doesn't mean that it will be ad free. It won't be ad free. You'll pay a subscription and you'll still get ads.
What? So I, as a user, would
Yes.
pay to be on the platform
Yes.
just to tool around and interact with other
Yes.
people who are on Twitter.
Yes.
I pay for that. So I pay for access.
You would pay for now. There's no details yet. I don't know what that access would look like. If it would be different tiers, they haven't worked that out. All they announced was they're considering a subscription model, and the talk was $50 a year, but that can be scrapped. They're just talking. So let me read the statement. Let me read the statement from CEO Jack Dorsey. He says, we are also in the early stages of exploring additional potential revenue product opportunities to complement our advertising business. These may include subscription and other approaches. And also, although our exploration is very early and we do not expect any revenue attributable to these opportunities in 2020, you may see tests or hear us talk more about them as our work progresses. Okay, so their advertising revenue fell 23% this year, this quarter, because of, it's all because of COVID. It's all because advertising is down everywhere. So it's not just Twitter that's feeling the punch, but Twitter is the first out the gate with talk of a subscription model. Now, I'm saying if they pull this off successfully, look for Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and all those people to say, hey, if Twitter can pull it off and get people to pay $50 a year or whatever it is, Facebook is going to try it. They're going to try it. So what do you think?
And I saw an article where TikTok is going to actually start paying some of their content.
Their influencers, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Will you get to that today? Yeah. I didn't really get to use it. Oh, cool. Okay, because I didn't get to read the article, but I saw the headline. I was like, what? Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, but that's not a big deal because Facebook is looking at paying influencers who create content on Facebook. YouTube already does that. YouTube already pays people with AdSense. So that's just, but TikTok has other issues that I'm going to get into next. But this is what's going on with Twitter.
But when I saw that, I said it might make people stay. But anyway,
on Twitter or Twitter or TikTok?
On TikTok.
But no, TikTok, it's not, TikTok doesn't have a user issue. They have a government issue, which is a totally different thing.
But I'm saying people might ignore it. But anyway, we'll get into that when you get to TikTok. Keep finished with
So Twitter, that's it. Twitter is announcing they're looking into a subscription model, and it may be $50 a year. They don't have any details. They're just saying, look for tests or more information about a subscription model because they're hurting financially. Their advertising revenues are down 23%. So they have to make up the difference. That means, now listen, this isn't out of the realm of, it sounds impossible because if you go to Washington Post, if you go to New York Times, if you go to Los Angeles Times website to read an article that somebody shares online, there's a paywall. That's called a paywall. You have to pay $1 or whatever to read the article. So this is where social media is going to that subscription. They call it a subscription paywall. Yeah. So right now you can't read. You used to be able to go to WashingtonPost.com and read the articles for free. You can't. The little thing pops up and says, "Oh, you have to pay." Right? You see? Has anybody seen that?
For us in Canada, over 5 years ago, we have a couple of newspapers where they had implemented that because I used to advertise in those papers. So I know when they're not as popular, dropping off anymore, but they're online. And then I got the message first that, where as a ad person that uses them, here's what's going to happen. Here's how people are going to see your ad. Here's what's going on. And I got that. Right. So this has been happening for a while. And people, what happened? People were freaking out initially when they heard, but then people just like, I want it. So then they do it because they start calculating. It's probably less than if I get a newspaper home and have to get it out. Right. So they're like,
less than a cup of coffee. But see, the idea is that they are switching from free only. It used to be free. Like you could go and read the Times and you could read but now it has been happening for a while, but now it's really hit like a wall. Like you don't get to read anything. You used to be able to get one free, like one a month, or remember that one a week. Now, no, now it's like somebody shares a link to the New York Times or the Washington Post, and you go to the link, boom, they say, oh, you must pay the subscription fee to read this article. Same thing with businessinsider.com, which is another online site. They used to be all free articles. Now they have a Prime version, a tier. So you have to pay $6. Whatever the price is for their that's premium content. It's an article you want to read. They give you the free stuff, but then if it's something you want to read, it's like, okay, you got to pay. So Twitter is adopting that model of, okay, it's free, and now you got to pay, and they're making it low cost. Now, I think I said years ago, it was like, use free while it's still free. I'm gonna have to dig up the video. I said use free while it's free. Now you see it's starting to not be free anymore.
I think you talk about it on blog, you talk about it on Fire Talk, about free. And I agree, like the things that you're getting free, don't assume it's going to be free forever, because that's what people do. That's why they do nothing with it. Like when it's there, use it as full potential.
Right. So
this morning, this morning, a reporter said 7 out of 10 people in America are on Facebook. If they just ask for $2.50 for the year, they'd be pretty secure.
See, this is the thing. It's a low cost paywall, like $1 or $2. But there's like 14 million Americans out of work, and the number's growing. It might be more than 14 million. So people are going to prioritize, but do I really want to be on? And these are regular users. I'm not talking about us business users. Regular users, the people that you want to get your content in front of, is going to say, well, I'm not going to pay $1. Even though it's $1, they're not going to pay the $1.
It might become a matter of principle too.
Right, a matter of principle. You were free, and now all of a sudden you want to charge us. And it's different from Facebook, from a news site. A news site is giving you news. So you want that. If I'm on Facebook looking at pictures of just wasting time, really, I'm not going to pay $1 to waste the time. I'm going to do something else or go to a service that's still free, because this is what's going to happen. Facebook cannot alienate the users it has or reduce the size by saying they have to pay, because that data is what they use to make money from people using the app. Got it?
Yeah, because Facebook, even people on Twitter who use Twitter, and I know people who are Twitter teachers, that's what they do, that's their thing. They still come over on Facebook. They still advertise here to go back there. So Facebook understands that they need to let people be here free to make their money. That's where we run our ads and what have you, right?
Yes, because the ads. And realize everything on social media now is generated by ad revenue, not by you using the app. They want you to use the app. Facebook needs the 2.5 billion users, but they don't want to make them angry by saying you have to pay $1 or what, because they don't want to pay it. Even though it's $1, it's a small amount. It's a principle of it. You used to be free for 10 years. Now you want to charge. I don't think so. I'll go see what's going on somewhere else. So they have to be careful. And so what I'm saying, if Twitter can pull this off, it's going to open the door for Facebook to look at charging and all of that, but they have to weigh it. Now, getting to TikTok, that's a big. What's going on with TikTok? It's such a mess. I don't know. I don't know how to describe the TikTok mess, but what's going on as of today, right now, is that TikTok it's not banned yet. There's talks of banning by the United States. India banned them last month. TikTok is saying they're not worried, but they are. So they're working on plans to spin off TikTok from ByteDance, which is owned by the Chinese, Chinese, what's his name? Zhang or Yang or something. So he owns ByteDance, but remember, they're in China, so they have to work through Chinese government rules. So if China government wants data, all they have to do is say, give it to us, and they will. Now, TikTok says they haven't had a formal request. Remember last week, Fran said it's informal. They're not putting anything in writing. They're just, letting you know subtle that we want that data from America, because it's global. It's American users. It was India, it was Europe, and all of that. Now, TikTok has their servers in Singapore, which is important. They have main servers in Singapore, not in China. But here's the deal. I don't know if China has a GDPR deal like Europe has. Remember a few years ago, we talked about Europe having the GDPR, which is protecting the user's private data. Yeah. So I don't know if Singapore has that, but Europe has. Now, here's the deal. ByteDance, the owner of TikTok, wants to move ByteDance out of the Chinese controlled area and make it located global headquarters in London. London is in the UK, which is under the GDPR rules. Okay, so they want to do that, but you got to realize TikTok's a big money maker. I had the numbers; it was like in the billions. I don't know if China wants to give up that control. See what I'm saying? They might not want to do that, even though there's pressure from the United States and India and other countries to say, we don't want this app. And the government has already banned it on all federal government equipment. You cannot install TikTok on a federally owned smartphone or device. Okay? So that's a government device. So if you're a government employee with a government device, you cannot use TikTok. Now you can use it on your personal. So they started that ban.
Okay,
and
that question is, what are you doing with TikTok on there anyway? Haven't been
well, when we used to give users, when we were using Blackberries and stuff, they would do all kind of stuff with it, which they're not supposed to. There's lots of stories I can tell about what government workers do on government time, but that's a whole nother story. Okay, so that's the deal with TikTok right now. They're in a quagmire, a quandary of we're Chinese owned, but we're trying to break away and put on an American face, and we're trying to move our location, our global headquarters to London in order to avoid this connection with China. But remember, the servers are in Singapore. China has a history of asking its companies and its citizens, or they don't even ask, they just come in and take. So as long as they're owned by China, there's the deal that they can have access to your data. Now, this is the thing. What is the data that they can access? And I want to pull this up because I wrote this down in my notes.
Okay.
I have a ton of notes on TikTok. Okay.
They are ticking over there.
It's the hot thing. TikTok is that big. It's been downloaded. It's the most downloaded social media app for Q2.
It's very addictive. You want to be there. It's a lot of fun things are going on my phone.
More than Facebook, more than YouTube, more than anything is TikTok. So here's what TikTok says they collect on you officially. TikTok says it collects less data than many social networks, but automatically records users' GPS location, internet address, and browsing and search history on the app. Users can also opt in to share their contacts. Okay, so this is what the data that they can get when you're using TikTok. Now, they say they're not doing anything with it, but should we trust them? They're trying to Americanize their operation by having the former CEO, the Disney executive, come over to be the CEO for TikTok. They're trying to move their global location to the UK. They're trying to divest themselves from China, but they really can't, because here's the deal. I think it's whatever plan that China has to access the data is already in place. So who's going to ask them to remove that pipeline of data that they're getting from the app? Because it's been out for a while, almost 3 years, I think, or more. So China's been getting that data. And so putting an American face on everything or moving the location to the UK is kind of like a smokescreen, I think. I mean, I don't know what they're talking about over there, but just think, this is China, communist regime. They do things differently than a democratic country like America. So what do you think about the stuff that's going on with TikTok? Now, don't forget, Facebook is going to roll out Reels.
Yeah.
After the TikTok in a couple of weeks, it's going to be an Instagram, and YouTube has they're going to add a feature called Shorts, which is going to allow you to create 15-second videos in a TikTok fashion. Okay. Shorts, they're calling it Shorts. YouTube Shorts, short video.
Here's the thing. I think some parents are going to encourage kids to use Reels because it'll be on the news and they'll be all freaked out about TikTok. But I think the horse has left the barn, and I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's the data, whatever collection process is already in place. Mm-hmm. So they might have thought about this.
Yeah, I don't know if you can get it back.
Yeah, the horse is out in the barn.
It's kind of like a vagina. Not vagina, but you know what I
mean? Oh, wow.
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 She went all the way over there. Okay.
Ooh, okay, it's Friday. It's Friday.
Clearly it's Friday.
Starting, girl.
It was a full week. Sorry, guys.
Now remember, TikTok has 70 million users, almost the same amount as Snapchat, and it's growing. So it's popular.
It's just growing by leaps and bounds, and it is one of the most downloaded apps going.
Yeah, social media app. Zoom, the only one that tops it is Zoom for second quarter. Zoom has the most downloads.
So I just think it's way after the fact. I don't know if you can get it back. Here's the other thing. Quite frankly, people, and I don't want to scare folks, but the truth is, and I keep saying this, privacy died a couple of years ago.
Came it down on Facebook.
It's not just Facebook. It's Wells Fargo. It's Yahoo. Yeah. It's Woody. It's you gave your data to could share it, with your friends. We are so interconnected that just forget it. They got your social security number. They got your mother's maiden name. Because it's like my mother used to say, locks are for criminals. Honest people ain't coming.
Locks are for criminals. Okay.
Stuff to do. But this is their job to get into your stuff.
That's
wow.
True.
Wow.
I hope is that I'm sorry, y'all.
Do you think that Facebook's Reels will siphon off some people from TikTok because of what's going on with TikTok? Now, remember, there are other apps. Dubsmash, we were talking last week. I couldn't remember the name of it.
Dubsmash, yeah.
Dubsmash, Triller, Byte, and a couple others. So these Gen Z influencers are smart. They smell the blood in the water, and they're like, okay, we're going to start to siphon off our audience and say, hey, join me on Dubsmash, which is for dance video. Dancers are using that. Triller, Byte, dance. So they're starting to say, hey, still on TikTok, but they say, come on over to Dubsmash, come on over to Triller, come on over to Byte, in case this TikTok thing goes away. So they're putting a plan in place already.
So TikTok doesn't own Byte?
No, Byte is Twitter.
Byte.
Twitter.
Right.
Oh, the one
they had Byte, remember?
The one they threatened to do, they actually did it.
Yeah, it's out. It's been it's gotten more downloads.
Yeah, I took the app off. I remember that when we were trying that when they first came out. Okay.
Go
ahead. You're the media person. Give us some feedback, Doc.
So, we there's a whole lot there. Am I giving feedback on the TikTok thing?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
No, TikTok. Yeah, TikTok.
So, here's the thing, and I wanted to respond to what you said, Terry, or TJ. Terry. absolutely, there are. There's that aspect of creators being smart and being in more than one place, because again, you diversify your portfolio. That means the better chances of you monetizing that.
Right.
There's also the thing of just being where everyone is.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
there's this FOMO of, so if you notice this, so I'm on TikTok, but I'm also on Triller.
Mhm.
Everybody who is on TikTok, for the most part, is also on Triller, and they're just repurposing the same content and putting it there, which is smart, right? So
Right,
it
yes.
seems like there is this fear of missing out, that FOMO, that if like,
Mhm.
oh wow, well, in addition to diversifying, everybody's over here, so I better make my way over there too. It's like, okay, when somebody runs and there's a crowd, everybody just runs. Nobody asks, well,
Yeah.
what happened? Everybody just
No,
runs.
because you see people running.
Because you see people running,
Yeah.
you run too. You don't know where the hell people are going, but you just run. You see people running, you run. And that's the case with social media in general.
Yes.
A few somebodies start running and everybody starts running. Then you get to
Right.
the destination, and then it may be like, oh, well, okay, this is not what I thought, or I don't feel like putting time into it. But initially, everybody runs.
Right. They do. That's the human thing. But you like Dr. Taji said, they are repurposing because they're leveraging out, okay, just in case TikTok gets banned in the United States, I want to have a pipeline established between my TikTok account and my Dove Smash or my Triller, which makes sense because all you're doing is downloading the TikTok video and uploading it over to the other apps, Byte, whatever you want to use. And then you might do a little special content on Triller or Dove Smash that's not on TikTok. That's the smart way to do it. So they're hedging their bets, these Gen Zs. They're smart. They're reading the room. They're not waiting for the lights to go turn off like a certain platform to turn the lights out on us. We were live streaming.
I mean, we were sitting in the damn dark.
Yeah, people were live just like this, and it just turned off. No notice, no. So this is uncertain times everywhere. If you see everything is getting upturned on the Apple Card, everybody's running around. Why are we running? I don't know, but let's run. Like Dr. Tanya said, we're gonna run. Because that's a human response. So I mean, but I want to really know, do you think TikTok can divest itself from China? Because that's the root. See?
No.
I agree.
I mean, the thing is, the only reason they're trying to do so is because it's a problematic thing to be connected to China, and Chinese regime, etc. If there was nobody talking about that, they would not be trying to make this move.
Right.
And as such, they've cemented themselves in China. I mean, it comes from China. It's cemented in China in such a way that you can't just pick up and move everything. Like you said, the biggest point, the biggest thing is that the servers are there.
The servers are not here. They have them here, but the main ones, they're in Singapore.
The main ones are in Beijing, right?
Yeah, Beijing and Singapore, but they're not telling us. They're not telling us. Because see, TikTok has been around, I want to say 3-4 years. I'll check the date. Don't you think that this regime would have already had and this is how this kind of regime works secretly with spying and all that. They have a main pipeline of data, and we're not doing anything with that, and then they have a back door. They always have a back door. Everybody's got a back door. They're not going to tell you about the back door. That's how hackers get in. They use the back door of everything. Every system has a back door. Every system has a backup. Exact carbon copy. An exact carbon copy. Because when I worked for the EPA, that was our tech systems, computers and networks. We had a copy in Jersey. Exact copy. So in case the main one in New York here went down, we just simply switched over to the backup in Jersey. Every corporation does that when they have a network. So that's why I'm saying China has one of those, and they're not going to tell us. Because why? They don't have to, because it's not democratic country like here where they're supposed to tell us. They're like, we're not telling you anything. But and then ByteDance says there's not been a formal request from the government, because they don't have to. It's already in place. Like Fran said, it's already there. So you don't have to ask for something if you already have it. You got
Okay,
water coming into your house. You don't have to ask. Well, it's already here. I'm gonna put another line in, but I already got the back one, the main one that's back there, and you don't know about it. That's how systems work. You always have to have a backup of a backup. China has the backup, and they're not telling us. So this is the deal. What are we going to do? Carolina said it's already done deal. The horse is out the barn. You can't put the horse back in. So what are we going to do?
I don't know, but Maurice, is privacy due the minute you thought about using social media? In other words,
true.
Also,
true.
You have a phone. Yep, both of those.
If you have a phone, yeah. If you have a phone, you're pretty much okay. That's what I said. What do we do? Do we freak out about TikTok? Do we freak out about Facebook or Twitter or any other thing?
Freaking out won't help you. You know,
right.
freaking out won't help. You lost your virginity. You lost your virginity. That's it. Like you can
Here you go. Here you go.
Oh, it's gonna be one of those Fridays.
It is one of these Fridays. She is on this trajectory today. Okay.
Oh, it's gonna be one of those Fridays. I can already see it's gonna be one of those Fridays.
Wow. Water behind her.
Cause you know Taralina will talk about dating, but Karen is going straight. She going straight for the going straight in there. Yeah, like
oh my God.
All right, so we can't do anything. The deed is done. You can't go back. You can't put the water back in the broken jug. So we're gonna see what's going on with TikTok. Now I got one more thing. Okay. Alexa, have you heard about Alexa app?
That she's going to integrate with iOS? Or?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me more.
Alexa, stop. The A, you can now seamlessly connect skills to the app on your phone. So you can have an A app on your phone. It works like the device. So you don't have to buy the device. You have the app. You can open the app and give it commands, just like I can voice command this one over here. So let me show you a video. Then let's look at it.
I would be interested in that.
Let's look at it and then we'll talk about it. Hold on. So you can understand what's going on.
Okay.
Oh, share audio. You got to hear it.
Yeah.
All right. So here we go. Now let me.
Alexa, ask TikTok to start my recording.
How are we gonna record? I got this.
Alexa, ask TikTok to start my recording.
Alexa, ask TikTok to search for eyeliner tutorials.
Hey, Alexa, open TikTok.
Alexa, open TikTok.
Okay, so that is
TikTok.
That is the connect. That's the Alexa, the A to TikTok one, but it can open up any app on your phone. Now, this is called what is it called? Alexa for apps. It's in preview beta because they want app developers to be able to integrate this into their app. So it's available now if you have Alexa, because I tried it. I have the app on my phone because I use it sometimes to do voice like shopping and stuff. If I'm out, I say, add whatever. So I did it this morning. I went to the app, and then you have to open the app. The way it is now, you have to open the app, tap the little talk button, and then say, open TikTok, open Facebook, and I did those two. I tried to do Twitter, but it asked me to set up something. I was like, I don't know what the heck this is. But I think that when they get this done, because it's in beta, it's going to be like Siri or your Google Assistant. So they want to integrate into your device. So it's going to be Apple and Android, not just Apple. So it's Apple and Android. They want to integrate this voice assistant into the phone like the other two. So you don't have to, do too much. Like with this, I could say, "Hey Siri," and say something. And then,
Exactly.
so you saw the that's why I wanted to show you the video. That's how it works with TikTok, and it'll work like that with Facebook. But the app developers have to write the code in order to allow to work with the voice commands internally in a better way than it is now. So if you have the app, you can go in right now and it will control, but you got to do like 2 or 3 steps. And then the next time you do it, it's only 1 step.
Okay.
I tried it this morning. So what do you think of that? So Amazon is trying to get into our phones just like with Apple and Google.
This is not surprising. We're
Right.
always looking for ways to make things more convenient. However, I just feel that, especially the scene in the commercial where the man was trying to reach for the phone and it was right there. This is the epitome of lazy. I can see how with TikTok, how it's integrated with TikTok, and you wanted to start recording that way. You don't have to. Yeah, yes, it's good to be hands-free for those types of things. But there are just some things that I'm like,
you can just get up and
it's right there, sir. Sir, it is right there.
You can get up.
That's the epitome of lazy. Is this the direction? Well, yes, I'm answering my own question. It seems like this is the direction that we're starting to go in. The future generations are doomed because we are evolutionary. I'm making it a word.
Make your word up. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm making it. We are evolutionarying ourselves right out of existence because
remember the movie WALL-E? Remember the movie WALL-E by Disney?
Yes, where they were like all very heavy because they didn't do any exercise. They were you eventually your genetic structure becomes that because over time, like at one point I remember learning when I was in grade school that all of our fingers used to be the same length basically. But evolution, because we didn't use them as much and they started to. What do you think is going to happen brain-wise, body-wise, etc.? I showed you guys the Netflix effect.
Well, you know what? A lot of people, speaking of science, because a lot of people don't realize that your cells are constantly being renewed and turned over. That's how you age. I think a lot of people don't think that the cells you're born with are the ones that you have today. But no, they have shed their skin. They have regenerated. They're still the same DNA, but the cell structure changes. So that's why what Tati was saying about the fingers. Also, I think I remember something about we had web stuff behind and it came down to this, but there used to be web stuff behind. All this kind of crazy stuff. How did that happen? Evolution. Your cells change, everything's changed. So because we're inside, we're doing everything digitally. The guy is reaching for the phone and all of that craziness. All those things play a part in where we're going forward. It is. Exactly. People don't think that. So I'm like, I'll wait and see what A does with this. But the way it works now is like, if I'm going to tap 2 or 3 things, I might just go straight to Facebook with my phone, with my hand instead of my voice. Exactly. I rarely do voice command on the phone.
And my question is, like these devices can do things like lock doors, turn off lights. Right.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the smart home part of it.
So does that mean I can now do that from my phone?
Well, this particular thing is that's the thing. It's apps in beta. It's in beta, so it's really up to the app developer of that.
I could see how that would be advantageous to people.
See, that's why it's in beta.
Stuff going on. You know what I mean?
That's why it's in beta. So allow app developers like that particular app that controls your home, they will have to write that A code into there and make it work a certain way.
Yes.
But I don't know.
Wow. Yeah, I can
don't know.
see because when you were talking about it, I was thinking about someone who is wheelchair bound.
Oh, yes, that's the implication. So that's where
I was thinking if they could do that from their phone.
Right.
They could
Like the
open
guy
a
on the
store.
sofa reaching, that would be a mentally not mentally challenged, physically
Physical
challenged.
because
Right, because they can't reach it or whatever, so they can use
Yeah.
the voice.
Now, those
That
are
works.
good implications for and good applications for those things for people that are that have disabilities. Those can work extremely well.
Yes.
What I'm talking about are people
It's lazy
who can
people.
get up and pick up the phone themselves.
That's a bad example. They should have put someone who was physically challenged and
correct.
then
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then you see.
It would make more sense.
It would make more sense. That just came off as lazy.
That was just like, okay, you really can't. Your abdomen, your muscles aren't really developed. You're laying on the couch. You can't even raise your body up to.
Yes, and Maureen makes a very good point.
Oh yeah,
skeletons, minds, and bodies will pay the price. If you don't use it, you'll lose it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, I have one more thing, just briefly. Facebook has the 50 people, but it's going to Facebook Live, so you can do 50 people in a messenger room and have it go to Facebook Live,
which I thought was interesting because it's basically Zoom on steroids. Because Zoom allows you to go to other destinations,
right? So Facebook is upping, they said when they released messenger rooms, they were going to add this feature, that, so they're going to add more features. So Facebook just announced it. You get 50 people in a room, and then you can have it pushed to Facebook Live.
But it's also a case of them wanting people to stay on Facebook.
Yes.
Remember, there's been this thing since the inception of trying to increase the screen time and how long you stay there. So they're trying to bring everything to you. If you think about it in terms of shopping, which many of us love
Shopify,
to do. And
they have the integration.
Right. But you think about the mall, right?
Yeah.
When you go to a mall, they have, everything. They've got restaurants, they've got stores, they've got, some of them have
one-stop shopping.
It's a one-stop shop. So they're trying to be the mall of the web. Now, again, that kind of makes them master of none because it's not like they do any of these things particularly well. But I see where the sentiment is in terms of trying to be that one-stop shop so that people do not have to leave Facebook. When people don't leave Facebook, there's more of a propensity for them to see ads, making it worthwhile for publishers and brands to advertise. So,
and we were saying earlier about the subscription, and I'm thinking Facebook, that's not what they want to do because Facebook needs your data. They need your data. That's how they make their money. So if you're not on Facebook, like Dr. Tachi just said, you're somewhere else and they can't make money off of what you're doing and what you're saying and what you're talking about. So that's why Facebook wants you to be on the app. They want you to stay on Facebook. And same thing for the others. TikTok wants you to stay on TikTok. That's why it's such a addictive scrolling. And it gives you more of what you want. That's the algorithm. That's how they write it. So
exactly.
Okay, that's me. I'm done.
Call it the one-stop shop. Yeah. The Hotel California. You can't get out.
You can't get out.
Like, let me out of here. So we had Dr. Tachi here from Florida, guys. She's going to tell us about media. What's going on in media, Doc?
Oh, lots is going on in media. Every day is a media party, to be honest. There are lots of things going on. And a media party. It's a media party, man. So there's a lot of crossover between tech because there's very little line now between tech and media because media is tech and tech is media in many cases. And so some of them are crossover. So let's talk about Twitch, right? Twitch is tech, but it's also media, right? People are streaming on there, etc. So talking about a little bit about live streaming and gaming, Twitch viewership has grown 56%, and they topped 1.5 billion hours watched in quarter 2. Yes, which just ended because now we're in quarter 3 in July. So it just ended. So they topped 1.5 billion hours watched. Now, what's going on? We all know that we have something called quarantine, which has really boosted numbers for a lot of streamers, for a lot of content in general, and Twitch is no, exception to that. So again, this is around the world. It's not just in the US. Twitch is global. So across the globe, it was 1.5 billion hours on the live streaming platform, according to Stream Elements.
Contributed to that. Go ahead.
Oh, is your grandson on Twitch? Okay.
He's like 13. He's like,
So Stream Elements found this, and they're the ones who did the study, that their census, they do this quarterly, of live streaming viewers found that Twitch viewership grew 56%, as I said, from the first to the second quarter. And on an annual basis, Twitch's viewer base was up 60% from this same time last year. If you look at Facebook gaming's growth, I don't know if you all know, but yes, Facebook does have gaming. It grew 75% from the first quarter to the second quarter of this year. So that's an even bigger jump than Twitch.
wow.
And Facebook gaming experienced 200% annual growth compared to June of last year. So we're talking serious numbers here. There is serious money to be made here, and you're going to be seeing platforms ramping up their ad game, what they offer to brands, what they offer to publishers, what they offer to influencers, because the ad dollar is so valuable here. It really is.
Wow.
Next up, let's talk TikTok. Since we were talking TikTok, I wanted to talk from the creator end of it.
Okay.
TikTok, I don't know if you talked about this. Did you talk about how they established a $200 million fund?
No. That. I heard that.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Talk about that.
TikTok has established a $200 million fund to get its creators paid. Okay. Now this all figures into the part of the same thing, trying to make nice with the creators, trying to move their headquarters. They are trying to separate from any semblance of
Not being
controversy.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Because it makes people nervous. It makes people nervous.
Absolutely. But you know what? Let's be clear. For creators who want to use something, there are very few of them that are going to be that nervous. Look at Facebook. The fact that all of our stuff was strewn across the web should have made us all, nobody moved. People, Facebook, get on my lawn. And then people kept using it. So there's very little. This is why these companies don't make a move to change, because we still use it anyway. Only because of legislation and threat of pulling money that they make a move. Otherwise, anyway. So they established that it's called the TikTok Creator Fund, and they said that they're going to support ambitious creators who are seeking to turn content creation into their livelihoods. So who does this sound like? YouTube, right?
Yeah.
This is actually,
that's what I said earlier. That's what I said earlier about
YouTube. Okay, yeah, absolutely. So whereas there are a lot of people, let's be real, and not that you're making bank. Some people are making good money, but a lot of people are not making bank. You really have to have a lot of viewers to warrant anything if you're on Facebook. And I think people see that it's an uphill battle on Facebook. And if you're a creator and you want to monetize, you say, where else can I go that I could be? I mean, now you're not one of few, but it's easier to be discovered and go viral on TikTok than it is on YouTube. So this is welcome news to creators. So they said that they're going to start, this is what they said, quote, "The fund will be distributed to creators in regular payments over the coming year, and the amount of the fund is expected to grow over that time." So they haven't really outlined what they meant by regular payments. In fact, that whole statement is very vague. But when they found out, I got this from TubeFilter, when they get more, they probably obviously will report more. And so you have to apply. So the applications for the Creator Fund will be available to us in the US beginning next month. To be eligible, listen up, folks. This is what you need to be eligible. You have to be at least 18 years old. I think that meets all of us here. And you have to meet a follower baseline. So they haven't disclosed it yet, but it seems like you have to have a certain number of followers. Now, this is the antithesis to the way that TikTok works, because really your popularity is not based on followers per se. It's based on views of individual videos as opposed to your followers, right? So this kind of works contrary to that in my mind, but okay. You also have to consistently post content in line with TikTok's community guidelines, according to the company. Knocks me out because I post when I feel like it. Okay,
Exactly.
So I'm like, whatever. If I feel like it, I do. So they're not clear how many creators will actually receive funding, how they're going to choose recipients, and what else the application process involves. Right. So that's the news. $200 million fund set up by TikTok to help creators make bank. Or at least some.
Well, I'm glad you talked about it. Well, Mark,
absolutely.
Know that TikTok paid me for not using the app, and then he says, TikTok, please do not create fund. Okay. Like,
I can't with Mark. I cannot with Mark. I can't with Mark.
I can't.
Oh,
we can't, Mark.
So I have two other quick pieces of info to let you all know. This is exciting. For those of you that are podcasters out there, hope to have a podcast, or just love listening to podcasts, there is something called the Podcast Upfront that is coming up. This is IAB is putting together this Podcast Upfront. Now, what's an upfront? Upfronts are basically, so the TV does the upfronts. Digital, like YouTube does the new fronts, is basically the same thing. It's a place where advertisers and brands can see the content that is coming on networks, on platforms, and they decide that's where I want to advertise. So they're doing a podcast one. This is interesting. So far confirmed are ESPN, NPR, Vox, and Wondery, which all have major podcasting arms to them. It's going to happen. When is this happening? This is happening next year?
Oh.
Is it? No. Is this year. I think it's in August. It's not clear exactly when. Yeah, but it's in August. I have to go back and check. But it's supposed to be in August, I believe. And so far they have BBC America is another one. Barstool Sports, which is huge. It's another one. Pushkin Industries, Sony Music Entertainment, Warner Media Podcast Network, Westwood One. So they have a few people that are participating in this, and this is a big deal. This means the advent of more monetization for podcasts, because you could already you got the Audibles, you got your Purple Mattress, you got all the people that really always have been in the space to advertise for podcasts, but this opens it up even more. So I think that's awesome. So this is what they say. Zoe Soon, who's the VP of IAB's consumer experience, said podcasts are experiencing explosive growth and the ad dollars are flowing. What did I say? With U.S. podcast advertising revenues nearing 1 billion. Who knew it was that big? So that is the news in that space. Finally, going back to streaming and YouTube, we all know Lily Singh, right? Lily Singh, who is a big YouTuber who now has her own late night talk show.
Yes.
She has been unveiled as the co-owner of a pro women's soccer team that is coming to LA. Now, Lily Singh is from, I thought that was interesting news. Lily Singh is from Toronto, and she made the move to LA once she started to blow up. And now she's investing. So she is part of, what is this soccer team? Yeah, it's a franchise that is slated to join the National Women's Soccer League, and they're going to launch in spring of 2022. So in addition to saying, there are also 30 other female majority owners like Natalie Portman, Serena Williams, and her husband, Alexis Ohanian, Jessica Chastain, Jennifer Garner, Eva Longoria, Uzo Aduba, and America Ferrera. So there are some heavy hitters that are working on
Yes.
bringing this team to fruition. They're going to be called Angel City. Los Angeles,
okay.
Angel City makes sense. So
Okay.
good for you, Lily Singh. And that's
Yeah.
my news.
So we're gonna have some LA Angels. Okay. Like
Yes. LA Angels.
Mhm.
Like Charlie's Angels. Yeah, LA Angels. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah. I can see the ads now. Okay.
Cool. So I mean, I love that influencer, because they're calling this influencer marketing. That influencers and creators are making money in different ways. Like things are coming, podcasts, TikTok, Spotify. All kind of things are coming. Is it sustainable? That's the question. Because I'm thinking I wouldn't want Gen Zs to get used to doing things like this and think that it's not work, that they don't have to put the effort in. And also remember, when YouTube a couple years ago made changes to their AdSense, and creators were losing money and people were going crazy, and someone went to YouTube headquarters and started shooting up the place because her AdSense money went away. So I don't want them to get that entitled feeling of, okay, we're doing good on TikTok. We have a podcast or whatever, but realize it's still work. That's my concern. But I'm loving it.
It is still work. I think it's amazing.
Realize that you don't work.
Mhm.
Anything that you get and you don't work is temporary.
Right.
And you haven't worked for it. You got inheritance. And it was given to you. I mean, I know somebody who got money a couple years ago. I can't remember how much million they got. And they can't pay gas for their house right now. Because it is like crazy on the inheritance. Now they're working harder than they was initially working, because in their head, this how much of a meal seems like so much money. And because they spent money like that before.
Right.
She's like,
it's not. How much was it?
Pardon?
How much? How much?
2.8 or 8.2. Can't remember the exact money, but it blazed true, Doc. It blazed true in less than 2 years. She was out.
Hey,
2
that's very
years.
daring. Wow.
Like how? Like, well, I'm not helping you pay the gas bill. Sorry, because you got the money. So.
Well, I mean, that's why when Tachi was talking about Lily Singh, I was like, I love the fact that she started as a YouTuber and now she owns, she was smart with her investment but those are business decisions and business ideas and being business minded versus I'm on here just doing stuff willy-nilly and it just fell in my lap. And like you said, somebody gets all of this money and stuff and starts spending it willy-nilly and the bottom drops out because you lose followers or you lose an audience or the sponsors don't want you to work with you or you do something wrong. Like Nick Cannon, not that Nick Cannon did anything wrong. I'm just saying you're outspoken and then you lose Viacom CBS deal, stuff like that.
Well, that's why you have to have, this is what we always say. Use these other platforms, including the linear platforms if you have the opportunity. But know that you always need to drive your audience to something you own. Because when they decide to cancel your show, when they decide to pivot to another thing and we're not doing this anymore with the app, and you're out there and you have put all your eggs in the TikTok basket or whatever basket, that's it. So you need to know who your audience is, connect with your audience off of the platform. So when it's time for you to have your own or go someplace else, you can drive them to there. It's not about the platform, it's about the people.
Thank you. Oh, I love that. It's not about the platform, it's about the people. Ooh,
I can't take credit
I'm
for
using that. Oh, okay.
I can't take credit for that.
I was gonna...
because Joe Wilson. You know Joe Wilson.
Yeah.
Joe used to say that all the time. So everybody, in the live stream space, just kind of
the people. I love that.
It's the people.
Yeah. If you always understand that people buy from people, you're never suffering. It didn't matter where you go, what country you left, where you moved to. You'll find your people and you'll serve them and you'll be paid. You just have to manage your money well.
Exactly. But see, that's the other part of it. I'm glad you brought it up about managing your money because it's coming effortlessly on their part because they're doing something naturally that they love or whatever. And like Dr. Taji said, the platform could say, well, we're changing our rules and we're no longer going to pay you 50% or whatever the percentage, we're gonna give you 10%. You're like, whoa, wait a minute, I got bills. And the YouTube is like, I don't care. That we're not in employee-employer relationship. Okay. So
Exactly.
that's why they have to keep that in mind. Now, I
You're
love
not even
what
an
Lily's saying.
independent contractor for that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So that's on you. And they don't, well, to be honest, they really don't have the responsibility to do
They
anything.
get back. They don't have to pay you anything. Could be
They don't.
zero.
They could
But
be
so,
whatever.
there's some influencers like that, and I remember a few years ago with YouTube that they all got mad and YouTube can't do this, and I was saying yes they
Yes,
can.
the hell they can.
It's their platform. You're not paying. You're the data. You're the data that they use to make money. So hello.
And if this is the thing. Again, we love to complain instead of doing something about it. If it's that bad in YouTube land, those of you that got together to protest, if you got together and pooled the millions you were making, you could have had your own platform and drawn people over there.
Right.
All of this money that you make, you should be thinking about it as seed money to jump off other things.
Yes.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. I tell people all the time, you got a job, that's the angel investor. Why aren't you taking some of that money to start whatever you want to start? Don't be complaining and whining you don't like the job. Like, the job is supporting you to get to your next level. If you can't get to the next level, then you're going to be staying right there. I tell immigrants all the time when I first came to Canada, I said, when you get the worst job, your job is to leave that job so somebody else who's now coming can get that job. Don't stay in the job because you're stopping other people who's coming from
level up.
This job, because this is the only job you get. It didn't matter how you qualified. The country says it doesn't meet our standard. They don't care. So you now have to come and show yourself again. You have to go back to school. That's what you got to do. Then get up and do it and stop whining and complaining. Nobody cares.
That's it.
Wherever you work, they don't care. Like, they literally tell you, I don't care. Go back to school and show me that you were a doctor. And if you don't do it, you're going to be doing whatever it is you're doing. But you need to leave so the new people that's coming in, regardless how, need to get that bottom feeder job so that they can also
and you gotta evolve. Like I was saying, I love the Lily Singh thing that she started here and now she's owning a part of it. That's what you do. You take that, like Karen said, you take this money and you're there and you turn that into something else and you level up to another level and open up that spot for somebody else to come in and do that and level up too. So you're supposed to be an example. Instead of getting your money, like you said, the people had the $2 million and now 2 years is gone. Like, what?
Gone.
What?
Gone. I mean, when I heard, I was like, well, no, gone. Totally.
Let me tell you, if I had that, my future generations and all their kin would be eating off of that.
Exactly. I don't need 100 million. I'll take the 2 point whatever it is, and you leverage and turn that into something. Because I think a part of that is people, they got the money. And we're millionaires. We got to live a millionaire lifestyle. A lot of millionaires don't live a millionaire lifestyle. They have a nice home, yes, or several homes, but they don't they don't throw money in the fireplace.
Yes,
they're making their money work for them. That's what I was saying about the Lily Singh. She made her money work for her and got herself in a better position, and she's helping out other people and employing people. That's what you want to do.
Yeah, and that's the vine she comes from. There's nowhere any one of those people that comes here that sits in a house and it's big and they're like, I need my privacy, so you can't whatever. No.
Right.
Mostly there's 2 to 3 families that's living in that one home, paying all the bills, getting everything ready, and then eventually everybody, move on.
Right.
She's coming from that line, so
just make your money work for you.
Well, ladies, I want you to know,
like Tati said, be more be more
exactly.
That fits.
The important thing is, what can we learn from this? And that is that we need more information when we get into new situations.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Indeed.
So with that, if all minds and hearts are clear, anybody got anything else?
Yeah.
No, we're good. We're good.
No, ma'am.
You're good.
I really enjoyed it, ladies. I want to thank you so much. We want to give a shout out to Francine.
Yes.
Our biz chick, she had some connectivity problems today. so she wasn't able to join us. We wanna-
Oh, okay. Oh, Terralina, I want to say I love your backdrop. I
Oh,
love you
I
being
know.
out.
I'm in my yard today.
Yes, I loved it.
Looking like you're on vacation. Stop it.
She got the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vacation, you know what I mean? I actually cleaned up my patio and put, I'm not a
Mhm.
gardener, so this took a lot of effort on my part. Anyway,
I love the set design.
Beautiful.
so I'm here. Thank you. Under my umbrella, you see that?
I said, yeah. Oh,
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
That's even better. See,
yes, it is.
loving it,
So
loving it.
thank you so much. I'm glad we had a little change of scenery today. Oh, I've got to show you this.
Uh-oh.
Amazing.
What's that?
It's a blue.
It's fabric.
No, it's a cactus. It's real.
Oh, it looked like fabric.
Oh, a
to me.
blue
I'm like, I need my
cactus.
glasses.
Blue.
Oh, okay.
No, that I can
I love
handle. That I wouldn't kill, right?
Well, we're trying.
I never seen a blue one.
I've
It looked
never
like it
seen
looked
one
like
either.
fabric.
Oh, I have to find out where I could get that. I love
So,
Yeah.
oh, from Home Depot. Well, they may not sell it here.
and they have red too. So you can.
Okay.
Oh. I'll look, but you know how they usually do they do more local plants.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of
Mhm.
like bromeliads and tropical stuff here. So, but I'll
Right.
look and see if they have those.
I would check it out.
I'm
So,
going there this
yes.
weekend.
Cool.
yes, ladies. So we look forward to seeing everybody Monday. Monday we will be talking coffee, tea, thoughts, and conversations. We want to thank you guys for hanging in here with us today. It was fun talking tech. Thank you again, Doc. Thank you again, Coach. And thank you, TJ. Well, so we got New York, Florida, and Canada, and California saying, don't forget to go to the front.
Proud of your own line.
All right,
Bye.
guys.
Bye.
Happy Friday.
Happy
Happy Friday.
Bye.